As Korean culture continues to rise in global prominence, there are individuals behind the scenes who have been growing its value on the ground. For today's Hallyu People, we meet Director Sun Seung-hye of the Korean Cultural Center UK, an art historian and cultural administrator who has broadened the reach of K-culture across both domestic and international cultural landscapes. Let's connect with her now in London. Hello, Director Sun.
Hello, Director.
Thank you. It is my great, genuine pleasure to be here and a wonderful opportunity to reflect on what I believe is a truly significant moment for Korean culture internationally.
We're very happy to have you on the show, Director Sun. And I see you are already promoting Korean culture by wearing a beautiful hanbok today. I mean, we just had our AI anchor Arirang report that hanbok has been designated, Hanbok Day has been designated, so very timely there. But Director Sun, let's start with talking a little bit about your career. You worked at multiple domestic and international museums, and you were also on the diplomatic front. I mean, we met before at the Foreign Ministry before, and currently you are the director of the Korean Cultural Center UK. So what led you to pursue this career overseas?
My starting point is always passion of Korea, for object, for stories, for the histories that art carries across time. I began at National Museum of Korea and became increasingly drawn to the question how Korean culture travels and how it lands in another context and another consciousness. Working at Cleveland Museum of Art in USA gave me my first real answer. I realized quite quickly that conversation between cultures is never one direction. That experience of being genuinely changed by cross-cultural encounter became the thread I kept following through museums, through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and eventually here to London.
And Director, looking back, was there a defining experience or a kind of connecting link that ultimately led you to your current role?
My time as Director of Cultural Exchange Division at Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the first civil cultural specialist in the role, it shifted my thinking from presenting culture to designing the condition in which genuine exchange become possible. The Korean Cultural Center UK exactly that kind of space. When the opportunity arose, I recognize it as continuation, as the same question I have been asking for many years.
So, Director, if I'm correct, you're now in your third year in this position. So what would you say has been the most significant change at the Korean Cultural Center UK during your tenure?
I wanted to deepen the center's intellectual ambition to position it not only as the venue for cultural programming, but as a place of genuine dialogue between Korean and British cultural thinking. The K-Culture Forum reflects that, as does our more systematic engagement with institutions like the British Museum and major universities. What has struck me the most is how many British people have come to embrace Korean culture not as something foreign or fashionable, but as a genuine part of their own lives, their music, their food, and their way of seeing the world.
Right. Recently, we did hear a lot about how K-culture has become a part of lifestyle in the UK and not just having those aspects of K-pop or K-food there. But how has the Korean Cultural Center in the UK evolved over time, and what role has it exactly played?
The center's evolution mirrors how Korean culture has changed in global perception. There was a time when the work was largely introductory, making Korea visible. The phrase is now behind us. The question now is how to contribute to British cultural life, not just representing Korean culture within. We are no longer at the margins of the conversation. We are genuinely part of it.
Right. And Director, were there any moments when things felt particularly challenging? If yes, what kind of mindset helped you navigate those times?
Yeah, managing large-scale programming with a very limited resource, navigating very difficult institutional cultures, balancing diplomatic and artistic creativity. There are genuine tensions. What helps me was returning to the artwork itself. When administrative weight becomes heavy, time spent with art restores a sense of purpose quite quickly. There is a spirit of Korean aesthetic, 제 뜻을 펼치다 in 훈민정음, the belief that every person has a heart worth expressing freely and fully. The quiet conviction has sustained me through the harder moments more than anything else.
I think what you just mentioned helps many people during hardships. A very great phrase or saying in Korea. Now, Director Sun, the K-Culture Forum, which you have mentioned earlier, has been held in the UK for several years now. Are there any standout achievements or memorable episodes that come to mind?
The forum has something I am genuinely proud of because it refuses to be merely celebratory. One moment that stays with me is watching a prominent British journalist, BBC, speak about Korean culture with such unguided affection. It struck me. And that Hallyu is not something that was designed from above. It is a new model of soft power that grew from below, from the heart of audiences around the world. Witnessing that from the outside only deepened my own conviction.
Now, based on your experience living in the UK, how do people there perceive Hallyu?
Yeah, people here engage with Korean culture with considerably more sophistication than a few years ago. Enthusiasm is still there, but what has shifted is the depth. I meet people learning Korean, traveling Korea for cultural reasons, engaging seriously with Korean film and literature. For many, it began with a love of Hallyu, but what they have arrived at is something deeper, a genuine love of Korean culture itself. That journey, I think, speaks more than anything else to the quality and substance.
It seems like a deep or going deep is really one of the key words here. I mean, our program is called K-Culture Dive. We also try to deep dive into Korean culture, right? And Director Sun, it seems you will be continuing to be at the forefront of Hallyu. Could you share your sense of mission and maybe some kind of personal pride in promoting Korean culture globally?
More than the mission, what I feel is fulfillment of my heart, the fulfillment of representing Korean culture with warmth and imagination, and of preserving space for diverse interpretations along the celebratory. Korean culture has given the world something genuinely remarkable. If the work I have done here has helped it be received on its own terms, not as a trend, but as a serious and enduring contributions to human expression, I am quietly, deeply glad.
And we are very glad to have heard of your story today, Director Sun. Thank you very much for connecting with us today, and also especially for your efforts in spreading K-culture out there in the UK. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Director.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. We're going to have you back here very soon.
See you very soon.